The model has to change. The US dollar system is long in the tooth.
Mhm,
The model has to change. The
mhm.
bricks are growing, pulling away. The model has to change, and the president and his administration, the secretary of treasurer and the secretary of commerce are grappling with, okay, how are we going to change the model?
Mhm,
And they have to.
mhm,
So
yes.
it's not a question of I don't like their plan. It's fine. What's your plan? So I remember when I first started to drive around the country in '98 and I saw the spray. People would tell me I was making it. I was like, no, I'm driving down I'm seeing it all over the country. They're flying back and forth.
Yeah,
And they would insist it wasn't. I was like, what do you mean it's not happening? I'm a witness. They say, well, you don't have any proof. So let me ask you something. Is the mysterious ingredients, which definitely aggregate and look like circuit boards? We just did this
mhm.
wonderful interview with Suzanne Humphreys where we show pictures and go through. I think yeah, I think the COVID shots were meant to install those, particles that he's describing for the Internet of Bodies.
I think yes, I've always suspected that Dr. Charles Lieber, the Harvard chemist that was
Yep.
in that was his specialty. That was his area of
Brain
expert
machine.
brain machine
It was
interface.
brain machine interface. I think the Department of Justice put him under wraps and keys to keep him shut up.
Yeah,
But
I do too.
who did President Trump appoint to run Operation Warp Speed? It was a former head of research at one of the pharmaceutical companies whose expertise was brain machine interface.
Right.
How do we navigate a world in flux? Everything is in flux.
Mhm.
Everything.
Well, I'd say the first thing you need to do to navigate in such a world is you need to have a very good anchor and a port. You need some sort of port in the storm that you can repair to when you need to, and you need some sort of anchor or some sort of stability.
And now abideth faith, hope, and love.
Mhm,
Right. So
mhm.
can't don't lose your love.
You can't no, you can't lose that, uh, part of that, I think, is give up having faith in the grand abstractions. God is not a grand abstraction. We're not called to love humanity, we're called to love our neighbor.
Right.
So, the thing I would always advise is anchor yourself in again in the real because the abstraction is part of that unreal world.